All right, fourth graders, we talked about using area models to multiply 2-digit by 1-digit numbers. And so I wanted to make a little video to remind you of the work that we did together in class today. So first of all, we talked about using an array to visualize multiplication. So if we look at this rectangle and we wanted to label it with the multiplication parts, this longer side would be the 22, right? 22 groups of 7. The shorter side would be 7. So we have this array of 22 by 7. Now we could just multiply 22 times 7, but so that we can do it mentally and kind of really visualize what's happening with this multiplication, we're going to break 22 down into its values. So the value of the 2 is actually 20, and the value of the second 2 is actually 2. So 22 broken down into its values is 20 plus, let's make that 2 a little bit better here, plus 2. So now we can draw our array showing it broken down into these values. So if we take this first area, we'll have this one be green, we're going to take the 20 and bring it over here. And so essentially it's like looking at, let me draw this for us. If I were to take this part of 22 and slide it over, that part is 20. That first 2 in the tens place's value is 20. So, okay, there's that 20. And then this yellow part, if I slide this over, this is the 2. The 2 in the ones place's value is 2. So I still have over on this side 22, but I've broken the 22 down into its values. So now I have this green rectangle that has a side length of 20 and a bottom length of 7. And so this area is 20 by 7, or 20 times 7. And if I look at my yellow rectangle, okay, oops, let me grab a rectangle. If I look at my yellow rectangle, this area has a side length of 2 and still has this bottom length of 7, right? So this is 7. It's like I'm looking at that same side length. So I have 20 times 7 and 2 times 7. So let's look at how this translates to solve. We know that 2 times 7 is 14, and 20 times 7 is 140, because 2 times 7 is 14. I have 1 0 in my factor, so I need 1 0 in my product. So if I combine these two parts, it's going to give me the measurement of the whole area. So 14 plus 140 is 154. Now, how do we fill in this part over here? Well, we're saying that 22 times 7 is 20 times 7, right? And 2 times 7. And I cut off that 7 over there. And then we solve. 20 times 7 is 140. And 2 times 7 is 14. So 140 plus 14 is 154. So just to recap, the first thing we need to do is label the area model with the given multiplication problem. This was 22 times 7, so we labeled this side 22, this side 7. We had a 22 by 7. Next step was to break 22 down into its values. The 2 in the tens place, its value was 20. The 2 in the ones place was 2. Then I labeled this side with its separated values. So here, this side length was 20, this side length was 2. I just separated 22 into its values, 20 and 2. Then I decided what each of the smaller areas were. So this was 20 by 7, 20 by 7, or 20 times 7. This one was 2 by 7, or 2 times 7. Then if I figure out the product of 2 times 7 and the product of 20 times 7, and I add those two amounts together, that will give me the total product, or the total area, 154.